So 2 years ago I found a mountain ash sapling. Rowan is another word for it. And I just forgot about it. I left it in a pot, a very small pot as you can see. And I've been looking at it getting taller and taller, and I'm thinking, we better do something about you now. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a bit of a prune and a repot, because it's been in this little pot for 2 years now. I don't think it's fair on it really, is it? So we do the cutting first. I think we will do the cutting first. So what you want to look for is you want to look for nodes going up the trunk, and you want a fair few nodes going up the trunk from where you're going to cut from. So I think that's a reasonable position to cut this mountain ash from. Now I've done some research. Now they say to do hard prunes and hard branch prunes in midwinter or midsummer. Well, it's June the 29th, so we are in midsummer. And then what you want to do is you want to get some bloody, what's it called, cut paste, and then put that over the cut. And that's that. That is what we've taken off. 2 years growth. And by doing so, what that will promote is branching out, hopefully, with all them nodes that you felt along that trunk. Hopefully that will start to branch out now and get some sort of shape to it instead of just a stick in a pot. But that looks promising, doesn't it? Look at all them new shoots, new roots. New roots? Yeah. I thought it would be a lot more rootier than that, to be fair. So what you want to do is you want to get your little pickaxe sort of thing. I don't know the right words for them, but this thing that I'm using. And then just gently pick away at it, trying to loosen what roots you can. I'll zoom in a little bit more. Now, the newer roots that you see, the whiter fleshy ones, I sort of want to be careful not to damage those or break those off, because okay, yeah, they tell you you can do a hard prune midsummer, but they say nothing about a hard root prune in summer. Usually you do that in the spring, just before. But I like to experiment and give things a go and see what happens. So if it dies, it dies. If it thrives, it thrives. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. I'm not getting very far with this at the moment. Let's try and get in there a bit deeper. Try to break it up a bit. And I think when I put this tree in the soil all those years ago, I was poorer than I am now, so I didn't use a lot of Akadama lava rock or pumice in the mix. It is mostly a compost base by the looks of what's coming off here. But as you saw, it didn't harm the tree. It's thrived. I'm pretty stoked with how well it's done. Just been neglected, only watered for 2 years. Not even fair. Now, the more I'm looking at this, I don't see a taproot. So I'm guessing when I first plucked it out of the ground, I just cut the taproot off straight away and put it in that little pot, because there's nothing on the bottom there to indicate there's a taproot. I reckon I cut that off before I put it in that little pot, because it definitely don't look. We got a bit of a nubbin there. I'll see if I can get him off. Oh, he's on there tight. Oh no, I'm gonna F the tree up if I muck about with that. That's not doing anything wrong for now. Let's see how we don't want to F about with the roots too much, do we, ladies and gentlemen? Like I said, hard prune but not hard root prune. Not midsummer. Not for a mountain ash or Rowan, whatever you'd like to call it. Yeah, I just broke that bit off. I think we will leave that on. But yeah, I reckon I cut the root. I reckon I cut that taproot off 2 years ago. Just forgot. So now you want to get another pot. I want it to grow. I want it to spread its wings. So we'll just move this crap out the way, like so. And I've only just got a plastic bonsai training pot. Nothing special. But I do want it to be bigger than the pot it was in. But not a lot bigger, because this is done rather quite well, being so compact in that little pot. So maybe this species of tree likes to be compact in a pot for bonsai. Now what I will do is I'm going to get these scissors and I'm just going to cut off some of these stragglier roots just to promote more root growth. But I'm leaving the fleshy white roots on because they are new and I don't want to disturb those. So you want to find a good position to put it in. Well, basically this is just a stick in the pot, so any position is fine really. And what mix am I using? Well, this is like all old mixes from bonsais that I've kept. So it's got all sorts in. It's got akadama, lava rock, pumice, that white really floaty stuff, a bit like polystyrene. Can't remember what that's called, but it's got that in and all. It's got a mixture. I don't think it's got much compost in, to be fair. So it's a completely different mix for this tree from what it was in. So be interesting to see how it does get on. Now I like the heat bit in the centre because you've got a dip right underneath that trunk. So I want to cover all that up so there's no air pockets inside it, and just apply a little bit of pressure on the bottom just to anchor that in the pot like so. And then you just want to top up with your mix. Try not breathing all the dust, so that's not good if you're asthmatic. Definitely not. Well, it's just not good full stop really, is it? So if you've got a mask, you could put a mask on, I suppose. That's the only time you should put a mask on. Dear oh dear. And we just top that up just to the rim, like so. Apply a little bit of pressure. Now I'm not going to wire this in the pot, as you may have just already noticed, because I would have already done it by now. It's just a stick in the pot, so the wind's not going to push that out the pot. Now I'm going to finish off with some Naruko, which is a slow release bonsai fertiliser, just to give it a bit of a head start. And then what you do next is you give it a good deep water, because you saw how dry that soil mix was. It's like snap, crackle and pop. That's the sort of noise it makes. That's gorgeous. Yeah, don't be stingy with your water. You want to flush that right through. Get rid of all them dust particles as well, and that polystyrene stuff, whatever it's called. It's not polystyrene, but I can't remember what it's called. You'll tell me. And then what we do is we just wait. I'll give it week. Give it a week. I'll do an update. If nothing's happened, I'll give it 2 weeks and do an update. But if you enjoyed watching this and you want to see how this mountain ash Rowan progresses, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.